Hello, happy Friday. It is time for the joyful things of the week list, and topping the list is my fabulous hairstylist E, who cut and colored my hair this afternoon. I am so grateful to her. I'm not naming her out of privacy. This isn't like a hair review video. This is my joyful things, totally separate, and so she knows I love her, and she made me feel human again. And so E tops the list. And just getting a haircut in general. The next thing, sleeping. Now, I promise I am not going to obsess over this in every video and every blog, but cannot stress enough the value of normal sleeping. Last night, for the second night in a row, I listened to an app. Oh, although last night I started a new app, which I will talk about in a minute because that's the next joyful thing. I got ready for bed super early, and when my husband was getting ready for bed, I got into bed. I worked on a puzzle, I was listening to a sleep story, and then I was working on my breathing. When the lights went out, I got under my blankets, positioned all 2,000 pillows that I have to sleep with, and I watched a video because that's the one thing I can't change. I need the visual audio distraction to get my brain away from itself. Next thing I knew, it was 7:45 this morning. I couldn't believe it. My husband couldn't believe it. It's a miracle. Might not be like that big of a deal to you. If you live with pain insomnia or chronic insomnia, you know what I'm talking about. It's very hard to shift gears and undo months or years of that. And so, Justine, I'm thanking you again. Resilient Warrior Coaching, always a joyful thing. It's changed my mind. It's changed my life because this is not going to happen every night. I know that. But the fact that I know that I can take a little bit of control back and get myself into a place where I'm more rested, whether I sleep, as many hours as I have the last 2 days, or if I sleep 3 hours or 4 hours, the fact is I know that I can shift gears. And so that's a miracle. The app I was listening to was the Calm app. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I got second place in the Swifter to Sleep Challenge. Thank you. It was amazing. And the prize for that was a year-long subscription to the Calm app, which I was listening to the different sleep stories last night. And full disclosure, I did listen to the Harry Styles app, Harry Styles story. It did not put me in a place where I felt like I could sleep. I mean, it was interesting. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was all right. So I had to keep looking for a different one. I found Cillian Murphy reading a story about taking a train through Ireland. Now, two things. It's very peaceful, and I also want to go to Ireland more than ever because it just sounded so nice. And I think that's why when I finally lights out, getting ready to sleep, I was able to go to sleep faster because, I don't know, you're listening to a calm, quiet, peaceful, lilting story about a beautiful place, and it's taking a train and the movement of the train, and next thing you know, it's like, hi, it's good morning time. So beautiful story. I loved it. I will listen to that. That's going to definitely be on my favorites list because it was very peaceful. What's next? Spring flowers. Okay, I borrowed a picture from a family member of a beautiful little batch of purple crocuses because I was like, okay, hello, spring is coming. Spring is here. And a few weeks ago, we were talking about how along the park side, the tulips come up, and I wasn't expecting it because it's been cold. It was cold today, but I happened to look as I'm on my way to get my hair cut, and I see the tulips coming up, and I was like, what? This is amazing. So I saw a few blooms, but it was mostly just the stems. They're on their way, though, so pretty soon the little sides of the hills in the park will be dotted with yellow tulips, and it's so lovely. The last thing, I will do a book recommendation in a different one because the book itself is not a joyful thing. It's a very serious story. But my last thing is access to books. Now, without getting deeply political or whatever, controversial, access to books is very important. I feel very lucky and very grateful that I have a library card, that I can use my Libby app, and if I can't physically get to the library and get an actual book, I can get an ebook from the library or an audiobook from the library. And I think it's extremely important that we all think long and hard about the banning of books, because I think that's a dangerous, very slippery slope. Because the books that are being banned that's the controversy. It's the erasing of people's stories and narratives that we all need to know. And so having access to books, whether we necessarily agree with the topic or not, if we love the author, if we love what it's about or whatever, I don't think that the government has a right to come in and decide for everybody what books we can all access or what our children can access. I don't agree with that. However you feel about it, that's your opinion. This is mine. So access to books, access to learning is a joyful thing, and I don't think we should take that for granted. I think we need to protect that, and that's just my opinion. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do some book recommendations, probably on my main Instagram, but I've read some books lately that I feel like are just serious topics, and I feel like it's important that we have the access to them. You know what I mean? I think that's how we learn about other cultures and learn about other people and about topics we're not sure of, or just novels, you know what I mean? Like, being able to read about whatever we want in the world is a gift. It's a gift. And I don't think we can do anything except protect that. So knowledge is a joyful thing for sure. Books are always a joyful thing. So I highly recommend that you find your joyful things. The endorphins that you release are fabulously valuable. So I will see you later on. I also found my sister gave me a great quote, but I'm going to save that for the blog because the blog is based on it. So I will leave it there. Have a beautiful weekend. Stay safe. Find your joyful things. It matters. You matter. And I will see you next week for everything. Bye.